Hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminatha Namini. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvisheshunyavadi Paschatya Deshatare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shadvaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram. Hare Krishna. So we welcome all students for this Saturday meeting. So kind of you that you all are here this evening. I don't know what's the time there, but in India it's night time. It's 9 o'clock here, 9:02. So thank you for joining. So grateful to all of you. Today we will be discussing on a very particular topic, practical topic, which is helpful for all of us in our day-to-day lives. Uh, we'll discuss this in two sessions. Today I'll be covering one part, and maybe later, when my turn comes, I'll take the part two. So today I want to share one very important theme with all of you. I'll tell you one story, and then I'll come to the point. Once there was a lioness who gave birth to some cubs, and all these cubs they were getting older, and there was a time when they were still very young. And young kids they like to roam here and there. So all the lioness and her cubs they were moving in the jungle, but there was one cub which was very enthusiastic. And this cub, he had this tendency to explore. Let me see what is there. And that is where this cub, he starts moving at a faster pace, and he leaves the group. And mother and the other three cubs, they move in another direction. This guy remains alone somewhere, and he's still not aware with the jungle. He is not very confident, but he has that enthusiasm to explore. And all of a sudden it so happens that he finds himself lost in the jungle, and he doesn't know what to do. And that is the time when there is a forest dweller who comes there. He sees this cub, very cute, very furry, and he finds him very nice. And this is the time when this person who stays in the forest, he takes the cub with him, because he feels that, oh, he's lost, he doesn't have a mother now and nobody to take care of him. So he takes him at his home. And this person, he takes the cub with his home. And now this lion cub is something very different from what he has. This is absolute different species now. Now he thinks what to do of this cub. So he places the cub in his sheep cote. He has a sheep yard, and he places it among the sheeps. Now the cub, he feels that, okay, this is the group I will be staying with now, and over a period of time he starts getting comfortable. Now we all know that sheep are vegetarian, and the shepherd used to take all the sheep with him every day in the jungle. They used to graze and they used to come back. So this cub, he also goes and he also comes back. But then what happens is, this cub, when he goes with the sheep, he sees that they are all eating grass. And we feel that my pace of eating grass is not good. I don't eat good grass. So he feels very bad about himself, that, oh, I can't eat grass like others. And he tries to munch on the grass, but it doesn't taste good. He spits out sometimes, he tries to eat sometime, but it doesn't taste so nice. But somehow he is trying to adapt to the system. And he goes to his father and tells that, oh, I can't eat this grass. The shepherd thinks that, oh, my child doesn't eat grass well. So what he does, he sends this lion cub for extra tuition. Okay, extra tuition for what? Eating grass. And there is a teacher who trains the cub how to eat grass. This is green grass, this is dry grass. You munch it like this, you try to eat like this. But then still is not able to eat the grass. And after all such efforts, now he's growing, but is not growing at their pace, is not learning at their pace. And this cub gets absolutely frustrated in his life. And he feels so bad that I'm not like them, and I can't be so successful like them. They're eating grass at such a fast pace. They're eating bunch after bunch, and I'm just a fool, and I'm good for nothing, and I'm not good enough. And this is what he starts thinking about himself. And one day he feels that no, life is not no more good. So let me end my life. So this lion cub, he starts moving alone in the jungle. He thinks that I'll go with my brothers just to show the shepherd that I'm with them, and I'll stray away and I'll end my life by jumping in water. So he goes with the uh, sheeps, and in the jungle he sees that they are all grazing happily, and he takes a turn, and he thinks that now I'll go and jump in the river. Just as he takes turns, immediately at a point where he's about to take turn and is moving out of the herd, that is the time a huge lion comes before him. And as soon as the lion comes before this cub, who is now growing, is grown up now, but still he's a lion cub, is not that grown up. So as soon as he sees, he is so fearful that he starts shouting, "Save me, save me, save me." Now this lion who sees the cub, he is even more shocked than the cub. He says, "What nonsense? You are a lion. You see a lion, you should be happy, not run away, not cry." But this cub, he's so fearful. Save me, there is a lion, there is a lion." And the lion catches hold of him. And he says, "What happened?" He says, "No, leave me. I don't want to die. I don't want to die." He says, "Wait, what is your problem?" He says, "No, you're a lion." He says, "I know I am a lion." He says, "You will eat me, you will eat me." I said, "Why will a lion eat a lion?" He says, "No, no, I am a sheep, I am a sheep, I am a sheep." And the lion feels so bad, he slaps him very hard. He says, "Nonsense, you are not a sheep, you are a lion." He's not ready to believe he's a lion. So that huge lion, he catches him here. You know, usually I've seen lion catching their cubs here at the neck. He's saying the child is crying, "Leave me, leave." He's holding, dragging him to the waters nearby lake. And when he goes to the lake, the lion forces that cub to see his own face. And that is the time when this cub realizes that, my God, I'm not a sheep. I don't look like a sheep. I look like the person who's standing behind. He looks to him, he looks in the water, he looks to him, he looks to water. That is the time he realizes that, oh, I'm not a sheep, I am a lion. But for him to come to this understanding, he needed somebody who could guide him, who could coach him, who could train him, who could make him believe that he's not a sheep, he's a lion. And that happened when he had to go through that rigorous pulling process. Hmm? That rigorous pulling, he holding here, it is painful, leave me, he's so fearful, but he had to go through the entire process to come to the real understanding that I am not a sheep, I am a lion. Similarly, in life, we may have to go through some rough patches just to come to the real understanding of life. We don't like rough patches of life. We don't like harsh situations of life, but that is what at times is required for us to come out of a thing that now I would like to tell you. This is called as living in a story life. Okay. Just like the lion cub was given a story that he is a sheep, he believed that story, he was living that story, and for him to come out of that story, the entire process had to happen. The lion had to come, he had to slap him, he had to pull him, throw in water, he had to show his face. And that is where he started believing that the reality is something else. Similarly, whatever issues in life we are facing, may it be study, may it be relationship with friends, with siblings, with parents, with the person whom you love or you want to love or you feel you will love in future. Anything and everything will depend upon this one thing that is called as story. Each one of us who is here online, I don't know how many people right now, 12, we are 12 and Mataji and myself. So 10 kids here or 10 students here. Every one of us live in a story. We have our own story to tell and we live in it. And anything that comes in our life, we will have that lens of the story and we will see it and we will respond accordingly. I'll give you real life examples also to make this point easy and understandable. Okay. So, story is nothing but a belief or a narrative that we hold in our minds, and according to that, we start living our lives. And we don't allow anybody to break that till the time there is a very heavy event that has to happen to break the story. Okay. So, story is something that we keep repeating to ourselves. I'll give some examples of stories we carry each day. One story is I'm not good enough. One story is I don't look nice. One story is I am good for nothing. One story is I am all alone. One story is I can't fit in my friend circle. All these are stories. We have accepted the stories and we live in that stories. I'll tell you real life story. Okay. We have one elderly lady here in our community, Nasik. She is 65 years old. Okay. 65 years old and for a long time, it's almost like long time now. She has this issue of stomach problem. She already always has a stomach ache on and off in her body. So they tried. Now 65 years, she's trying this pathy, that pathy, everything is tried, but that pain in the stomach doesn't go. So one day we have a group of elderly devotees and we give them classes. So I told something and that clicked her. So she came to me and she told me, Prabhuji, I have this issue. It keeps paining in my stomach on and off. I said, okay, we'll have a talk and then we'll try and find out. One session, two session, three sessions. Fourth session, all of a sudden she realized one thing. Now please hear this very attentively because this is where the story turns. 65-year-old lady having stomach ache from a very, very long time. Why? When she was a child of 5 years, a 5-year-old child when she was, happily she was sitting in the lap of her mother, playing with her mother. Her mother is feeding her mother is cuddling her mother is patting her, everything that a child likes from his mother or her mother. And all of a sudden, the mother understands that her friend has come to meet her. So what she does, the girl, that small girl, she's sitting in her mother's lap. All of a sudden, out of the excitement that my friend has come, the mother keeps the baby down. She keeps her beside her, and she runs to her friend. That's the only thing that has happened. Okay, 5-year-old girl. Now her mind creates this entire event in a story. At that age of 5, she has made a story that my mother doesn't love me, she loves somebody else. And that was the first time that she had pain in her stomach. And every time she had that thought, my mother doesn't love me, somebody doesn't love me, she will have that stomach ache. There is no problem in her entire body. Physiologically, she is absolutely clear, but psychologically, she has made a story in which she is living her entire life till age 65. We all live in stories. Friends, you will have to find out the story in which you are living. That one event which happens in our life, we hold it so strong. We name that event so wrong. I am not good enough. Nobody loves me. But maybe that's only the part of the story. Later, her mother came, she picked up, she cuddled it, but that story stayed. No, she doesn't love me because we don't have understanding, or we don't have somebody who can give us a proper understanding of the event. Okay. And that is why these sessions, why they are so crucial, because here you will be trained to understand things as they are. When you hear properly, you can apply that properly, and you never know what things will come for help at what given point of time. I'll tell you one more story now. This story was given in Reader's Digest. You all know Reader's Digest. It's a very popular book, contains huge amount of information, beautiful stories, real life stories. So there was one group of young boys who went to the desert named as Takla Makan. It's in China. Okay. So all the students, they go for desert, in the desert trekking, and all are so happy. There's a group of boys, but as usual, there is one boy who feels that let me explore, and he says, "I'll come back. You stay here." And he goes, and in desert, you usually tend to lose direction if you're not together or if you don't have somebody to guide you. And that is exactly what happened. Lost the way. He lost the way so badly that for hours he was just walking. He couldn't find anything. And he doesn't have a map, which direction he can't understand, left, right, which is what. East, west, north, south, nothing known. And at a point of time, the wind is so rough, the sand is so hot, he can't figure out anything. He is so thirsty. And at that point of time, he sees a huge patch of cactus. And he feels, hell, this cactus now, I'm already burning. It's so hot. What will I do with this? And as he's walking through the cactuses, somehow his pant gets stuck in the cactus thorn. And he's trying to pull his leg, and the pant gets torn off. It doesn't just get torn off, the cactus thorns scratch his skin and it starts bleeding. Already thirsty, already hungry, nobody around to take care of him, nobody to support him. On top is so hot sun, below it is burning sand. He says, hell, what mistake I did. It's so bad. He's scolding himself. But then he had learned in his classes that when you're in difficulty, you sit down for a while, relax, and try to think what can be done. So he sees a huge cactus, he sits at the bottom and is thinking what to do. And at that point of time, when his mind is relaxed, he remembers one old thing which he had learned in his classes. His teacher had taught him that cactus is a plant which holds water at its root. Now, when he remembers that, oh, cactus holds water at the root, immediately the perspective to look at the cactus is not that it is a thorny plant. Now, each cactus is a water storehouse for him. The entire cactus desert has become, is seeing it through a very different lens now. It's not thorny. It's not painful. It's hopeful because below the cactus is water. I can drink at least till the time I can see cactus. I will not have to face thirst. I'll cross and find some place for me to settle. Story. That is why we have to find out what our story is. Now, you may ask a question, sir, how do we find out our story? Okay, I'll tell you one simple trick. Because the events that we have gone may help us develop strong faith in ourselves, or it may severely damage our self faith. And when somebody's faith is damaged, that person will always try to find an alternative or try to hide from the given event or people or time, place, circumstances. Okay. Now, how do you find out that which story are we living in? Simple one liner or simple trick, I'll tell you. What story we all live in is the things that we try to avoid, things that we don't like, things that we fear, All these are the story that we carry. All the no items is are the stories that we are living in. If you work on this one point, what is it that I am trying to avoid? Somebody doesn't like maths. It doesn't come that out of blue. He doesn't start liking, he doesn't like maths. No, there is a story. Maths is difficult. This many students failed in maths. Oh, I don't like math because the teacher is not good. All stories, all stories. Your relationship with parents. Oh, my father scolded me. That one story we hold an entire life. We keep on saying the same thing. My parents are not good. My parents are not good. That's one story we are living. So now you start avoiding your parents. You don't face your parents. You don't speak properly with your parents. One story. We all live in stories. All the no things. I don't want to be with my father, with my mother. Why? Why is that no coming? Why you want to avoid that thing? You may say it's painful. Yeah, but what's the reason behind the pain? Why do you feel it painful? There is a story. Market, market. And we have to find that story. Till the time you find your story, neither your health, neither your wealth, neither your relationship, neither your emotions, nothing will settle for sure. Some trigger and you will blast. Some trigger and you scold somebody. Some trigger and you leave your job. Some trigger and you leave your college. Some trigger and you shout at your teachers, your friends, your colleagues. It has to happen. So you have to decide what is the story that you are living in. Because without coming out of that story, nothing in life will change. Nothing in life. Because that's the narrative that you have said, that's the story we are living in. Okay. Now, last 5 minutes I'll give you 4 examples. How events shape the story and what will help you come out of that story. Okay. Last 2 points we'll cover in last 5 minutes. After that, I have to move because it's already late here. And so I'll give you 4 examples. This come in Bhagavad Gita. Okay. I hope you all know Bhagavad Gita. It's a very popular book. Uh, yeah. So Bhagavad Gita, at the start of Bhagavad Gita, we have 4 characters. Okay. The very first character of Bhagavad Gita is Dhritarashtra and Sanjay. Okay, so we'll take these two. Immediately following Sanjay is Duryodhana and Arjuna. Okay, now I'll tell you their stories, in what stories they were living, and how that stories affected their lives. Dhritarashtra, his story of hurt, his story of pain. Why, sir? Because he thinks that I am blind, and since I am blind, I can't be a king. So he is living in what story? I want to be a king, but I can't be a king because I am not enough. I am not sufficient. I am not good enough. And just to cover that story, he goes to what extent? He goes to the extent that he is ready to kill the 5 sons of his own brother. Because that is the story of scarcity. I lack something. Sanjay. Sanjay is disciple of Vyasdev and Dhritarashtra is son of Vyasdev. Both belong to Vyasdev, connected to Vyasdev. When Sanjay's training got over, uh, Vyasadev, since Sanjay is the disciple of Vyasadev, so his guru told, what Dakshina will you give? He said, sir, you ask anything, I'll pay your fees. That time Vyasadev says, take care of my son Dhritarashtra because he is blind. Now, this one event, Sanjay started living in the story that I'll have to follow my guru. I will follow my guru. I will follow my guru. And whole life, till the end of his life, till Dhritarashtra goes and leaves home to enter forest, Sanjay is there with Dhritarashtra. Why? Stories I have to follow. I have to follow. I have to do what is told. I have to do what is told. Duryodhan, very popular figure. He is living in one story. Everything is only and only for me. My brother should love me. My sister should love me. My father should love me. My mother should love me. My friend should love me. My girlfriend should love me. My relative should love me. The whole entire world should love me. Why? Because I am the best. Dhritarashtra never allowed even umbrella to be carried over his head. Why? Because I am the best. Why umbrella should be on top of me? He used to roam in the sunlight, 12 noon sunlight. Free suntan for Duryodhana. What story? I am the best. I am the best. Everyone is low. Everybody. And this story was so bad, or this story is so bad. He got killed because of this story. He lost everything that he had because of this story. Because he never allowed anybody to come close to him. So in life, it's always better to be an average person than to be an excellent person. I'll tell you why. All those who are super excellent over a period of time fall lonely. There is a whole research on this. Okay, because they don't feel somebody to accommodate in their life, because they don't feel that he's close to me. He's searching for a person who is close to me. If you look good, you will always want to have somebody who's good looking. If you have good grades, you will always find somebody who will have good grades. And those who are on top usually don't find much people who can connect with them, and hence they fall lonely. There was nobody as lonely as Dhritarashtra. There was nobody as insecure as Dhritarashtra. Sorry, Duryodhana. And the final example is Arjun. Arjun, right from his childhood, had difficult times. But his mother gave him one story. What story Kunti gave to Arjun? You are self sufficient. You can deal with any situation. And she showed this when Arjun, or sorry, the Pandavas lost their father. They had seen their mother dealing with the situation where there is nobody to protect her. She dealt with this. They were first hand witness of how their mother dealt. And that is why Arjuna, in difficult situations, he had the thought process. He was living in the story. I am enough. I can handle the situation. I have all support system with me. He did it. And when once Arjuna lost his faith in himself, his mother sends him a letter. This you can read in Mahabharata. His mother sends him a letter saying, Arjuna, you are a son of a Kshatrani, of fighter women, and a fighter lady doesn't give birth to a child who runs away from the battlefield. So, dear friends, if you want to do something great in your life, study in what story we are living in. Because younger generation today, I don't know if you have seen a mud pot. Have you ever seen a mud pot? There are two types of pots. One is fire baked. When you create a pot, you keep it in the fire, and the fire flames make the pot strong. There is another pot which is sun baked. You keep it in the sun, and the sun heat dries it, and it becomes a pot. The mud bed takes shape of a pot. Now, which one is better, sun baked or fire baked? Fire baked, right? Why fire baked? Because when you put water in the fire baked pot, it can hold the water. If you put water in the sun baked pot, it will, after a very short period of time, the mud will flow away and it can't hold water. The pot will be destroyed. Today's younger generation is like a very, very beautiful pot. Beautiful color, beautiful painting, beautiful decoration, beautiful laces. You speak so well, you carry yourself so well, you do everything so nice, you study so well. But friends, you're all like a sun-baked pot. You can't hold the water of difficult times. You can't hold because you aren't trained in that. You have created your own limited stories. You're living in those stories and you're carrying your entire life in that way. Life is tough, and when tough gets going, you have to get tough yourself. So, all these sessions are meant to clear your principles of life. So make the best use of this session, get your doubts cleared so that you can have a happy, healthy, and fulfilled life. Okay, so we took first part of the session is what stories we live in. I gave you some examples. The first example of lion, the second example of the lady who had stomach pain. The lion carried the story that he is a sheep. That lady carried the story that nobody loves her. Now, what's how to find your story? All the no's that you carry, all the fear that you carry are your stories. And third thing, when how to how to get out of the story, you have to have two things. One story which will give you a very powerful experience that we will see in the next session. Okay. Thank you all very much for your kind and patient hearing. Hare Krishna. Anybody has any questions, you can type it in the chat box or you can open your mic and ask.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such wonderful stories, like how we cook up the stories. And regarding Bhagavad
Mhm.
Gita, also, you explained the teachings, and that 65-year-old Mataji you explained, and that cub story. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, can we take few questions?
Yes, yes. Anybody
Devotees
has
can.
any? I have 5 minutes, 5 10 minutes. We can take.
Dear devotees, you can raise your hand and ask questions to Prabhuji for clarity. Prabhuji, I had one question. Like you were saying about parents, we don't talk, we create story because we get scolded or something. So, Prabhuji, like when it's not our mistake and we are like misunderstood, then in that situation, how to deal with that?
Uh, yes, in case if it so happens that it's not our mistake and we get scolded, the thought process that we have to apply, what we have to apply in this situation is, my parents, they love me. Okay, just because they love me, they'll correct me. Fine. So first point to remember is it is more out of love, care, and affection. That is for our benefit. First thing. Second thing is maybe it may so happen that they haven't understood the situation properly and hence they scolded you. It can also happen. It's not that always um, they are right. At times we can also be right. Okay. At this point of time, you may tell your parents what actually has happened. Now, why to tell? Because that will help them understand your thought process or your opinion or what exactly has happened. Maybe they will correct themselves, maybe they won't correct themselves. Now, you may say, what's the benefit if they don't correct? They may correct, we never consider that. If they don't correct, at least you have the strength to feel that, okay, I presented my opinion, maybe they didn't like it, but this is what I felt and I have expressed it. So this space of yours in your mind, it becomes empty. Okay, you don't hold grudge against them. Your parents, please, my request to all those who are sitting here, the students, your parents are not God. Don't ever think that your parents won't make a mistake. They are not God. We can treat them like God, but please, they are not gods. Making mistake is a human tendency. Our parents are humans. Don't apply that tag. They are parents. They are parents. How did they go wrong? They are humans. They are limited. Karna always told one thing. I was treated badly. I was treated badly. I was treated badly. Sir, you when you tell this thing that I was treated badly, by whom? By your mother. Sir, your mother was only 13 years old. That is called as teenage pregnancy. She was a teenager when she had her pregnancy. What does a 13-year-old girl understand? In that 13 years of age, she had the understanding that this child should be safe. So she did everything that was there. Our parents also have a certain story in which they are already living. And hence you see a certain kind of behavior in them. Just because they have become your parents doesn't mean that they are now superhumans and they will understand anything and everything. It doesn't happen. Give them the space of being humans. And to err is to be human. Means they will make mistakes, maybe in understanding you, your thought process, or something else. It's okay. It's okay for them to go wrong sometimes.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very nicely you have explained with Kunti Devi's example. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Any other questions? You can feel free to unmute yourself and ask to Prabhuji.
Yes, anybody
Okay,
has any
Prabhuji.
question?
So I don't think so, Prabhuji. It's the session was filled with so much lessons and very clearly you have explained with examples. So I think nobody has any doubt. So if you allow, can we
Yes,
wind up?
yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, His Grace Sukumar Gaur Prabhuji ki jai. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat.